very much for that kind introduction. And of course, thank you very much to Southampton Solent University for this honorary degree. It's a great privilege to accept it. Now, I'm going to mainly talk to the group over there, and I want to talk about three things, which I'm going to entitle 1, 2, and 3. And those three things are going to start off with number 1, which isn't very original, but number 1 is going to stand for 1 billion. 1 billion. 1 billion people on Facebook. I think it's a real milestone of the digital revolution. It shows us the size and the speed and the scale of what's going on. Can we believe it was only 8 years ago when Facebook started, 7 years ago when Twitter started, and those iPads I've been seeing around in the audience arrived only 2 years ago. The scale of the revolution that's going on is really quite mind-blowing. And this is an opportunity for all of you. You are digital natives. You've seen how your parents stagger through the digital world, embarrassingly making mistakes to the left and the right. They are not alone. The business world you're about to join are full of people just like your parents who don't really know what's going on in the digital world. It's hugely important for business. We've seen businesses the size of Kodak photos collapsing and into bankruptcy, and at the same time seeing Instagram being bought for $1 billion. Two very different stories in the same industry. This revolution is going to go on and be accelerated even further by the whole move into mobile. Right now, there are 6 billion mobiles in the phone. That's more mobiles than there are toothbrushes or toilets. It's going to have a huge impact on how people engage with the internet and with digital generally. So why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this is because you are digital natives. You understand this area more than anyone else. It's going to accelerate and get bigger. And the business is full of people like your parents and your aunts and your uncles who are at best bluffing in this area. Use your advantage. You're a generation coming through that have lived in this area all your lives. And it's an exciting time and a really big opportunity for you as you go forward. Moving on to point 2. 2 stands for 2 billion. So we've had 1 billion, here's 2 billion. 2 billion. 2 billion people are going to arrive in the world between now and 2050. We already have over 7 billion people in the world. According to WWF, the World Wildlife Fund, we're already living off 1.5 planets. And if the whole world lived like us, we'd need 3 planets. Unfortunately, we only have 1. And this is going to be a real challenge for mankind. One could say the biggest challenge we've ever had. How are we going to bring another 2 billion people onto this planet when we're already struggling with the 7 billion we have right now? Now, that might sound rather bleak, but it's a huge challenge and indeed a huge opportunity for your generation. Mankind is very inventive. We will find ways through. And today, there is a leader, there's an innovator, there's an entrepreneur who's going to find a way through to crack some of these big, big problems for us. So my number 2 is 2 billion, and a huge opportunity the environment and social sustainability is for anyone entering the business world right now. We need solutions, and we're going to need them fast. Which brings me on to point 3. 3 stands for 3 thoughts, 3 bits of advice, 3 things I've learned. So I thought to myself, what did I feel like when I was sitting in your place those many years back in the 80s? And I would have loved to have told these 3 things to me. So the first thing is a quote, not from Mark Twain, but a quote from Woody Allen. And Woody Allen has this sort of saying. He says, 80% of success is showing up. 80% of success is showing up. There's a huge truth in that. You've got to be there. You've got to turn up. You've got to take present. You've got to get involved. You've shown up by coming to Southampton Solent University and getting your degree, and I would argue 80% of success is already in the bag. The real challenge when you go forward is there'll be many times when you'll think, should I get involved? Should I do this? Should I do that? Just remember the words of Woody Allen. If you show up, 80% is already in the bag. My second thought is if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. We're taught all our lives to focus on success and bury our failures. I think this is a real mistake. I think failure is a sign of pushing out, of experimenting, of trying things, of going to territories that people haven't been to before. Now, I'm not saying that you should just go out and fail, but what I am saying is when you try things, when you push the boundaries and things don't quite work out, don't be too tough on yourself. The only bad thing about failure is if you don't learn from it. If you don't learn and you repeat it again, well, that's not good. But if you can learn, you learn more things from your failures than you do from your successes. Just think of the likes of Steve Jobs or Richard Branson, or indeed Mark Zuckerberg. These are all guys who have had real failures behind them who have gone on to make a great success. And my third thought, my third bit of advice is have fun. I really believe that miserable people deliver miserable results. If you're going to be miserable, you'll drag everyone down with you, yourself, your family, and your friends. This is your one and only life. Go out, have fun, and really drive your agenda. I've got people that I've known over the years who have got stuck in jobs. And you think to themselves, well, my God, you've got so many years ahead of you. There are many great jobs out there. And if you can't think of any, go back to points 1 and 2, the digital revolution and the big challenges around sustainability. There's some marvelous opportunities out there. Do what you love and love what you do. Don't get caught not having fun. So they're my 3 points. 1, 2, 3. 1, 1 billion people on Facebook. That's a milestone in the digital revolution. Remember, you're a digital native. It represents a huge opportunity, and it's going to be a bigger opportunity as we go forward, as it all accelerates even further. 2, 2 billion people are going to arrive on this planet. This planet is going to need very innovative and creative solutions to how we're all going to survive and thrive into the future. Another great opportunity for all of you. And 3 bits of advice. 80% of success is showing up. If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. And 3, have fun, because miserable people deliver miserable results. So again, a very warm congratulations to all of you. I'm very honored to be sharing my day with you, and have a very good future. But remember, most importantly, have fun.